Ivan, what's the challenge for a starting pitcher? You know, when your team gives you that kind of start, gives you that many runs early.
Well, I think you just got to keep your mindset like it's a nothing game. I know it's hard to do sometimes because you feel comfortable that you got a big lead, but you got to make sure that you don't lose it. Today I was almost, giving it up, in that inning, especially in the fourth inning. But, thankfully my guys respond back and, score a lot of runs and we was able to get a win today.
Was it in that fourth inning, 30-some pitches? Did you?
Man, just lost the feel for the pitchers. I was throwing the ball well. I gave up 2 runs on the third. Happens. But that inning, like me, I feel like if I, give up hits and doubles, I feel much better than walking people because I'm not I don't like walking people, and that's not me. So, and sometimes it's, you feel good and you don't feel anything different. So it's hard for you to kind of adjust because you don't know what to adjust. So I lost the feel for my pitches on that inning, man.
Further question from Chris McCoskey of the Detroit News.
CJ, how much fun is that first inning when you guys get on a roll like that and they just seem to feed off each other there?
Yeah, it's a good start to a ball game for sure. I think kind of Nico starting us off there, and when something like that happens early in the game, you can just feel in the dugout. People get excited, and people kind of want to step up and do the same thing. And I think Mickey hit his, Scopey got on base right after that, and then it just snowballed. And we all got some good pitches to hit, and it was a fun first inning for sure.
It's funny, not funny, but you guys had gotten shut out on that last game. You got the 4 days off, and then you've come in here and like everybody's just been right on the barrel. Is that I guess that's a tribute to whatever you did over that break, huh?
I think it's just the ebbs and flows of the game. I think whether we had maybe the next day we would have put up 10 runs or something, it's impossible to say. I think it helped our pitchers out quite a bit to give them some rest there. And as an offense, 4 days never hurt anybody. So it was all right. Obviously, we wish we would have played the games. I think we have a pretty tough stretch coming up here. So I think we would have preferred to play. But as things were, it worked out okay, and hopefully we can keep winning.
Absolutely. Thank you, CJ.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question comes from Evan Woodbury from MLI.
Hey, CJ. I wanted to ask you about that scary moment in the 6th inning with Phillip Evans, and particularly your perspective as a first baseman, because I know sometimes when there's a pop fly out in no man's land and everybody's running hard for it, it can be kind of scary. But just what was your reaction and how scary a moment was that?
Yeah, you never want to see that. It's it kind of puts into perspective. It's position I play. It could happen to anybody, and it's just super unfortunate. It's kind of a ball where it didn't really seem like either guy was comfortable calling for it because you really don't know if you can get there or not. The first baseman wasn't going to call for it, and Polanco got there late, and they both went for a play. And it sucks to see. It sucks that all happened, and I hope him the best, and I hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Evan. Any other questions for CJ, please put those in the chat. Next to Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yes, CJ, I was wondering, what was the game plan against Hollins going into the game? I'm sure you've seen him quite a bit over the years. And I think both you and Miggy hit 0-2 pitches out. When you're down 0-2, does your approach change against him, or are you still looking for, taking the same attack mode?
I think Miggy going deep 0-2 helped me out a lot, mostly because he hit a curveball out. And so when I got to 0-2, I didn't really throw out the curveball, but I was fairly confident he was going to try to beat me up top or inside with the fastball. And if Miggy doesn't go deep 0-2, that opens up a lot more pitches there. So it definitely was going through my head, and he put a great swing on his pitch. And it's just, I guess pitchers are kind of creatures of habit. They get beat one way, they don't want to get beat that way again. And I think it was a pitch I was ready for, and fortunately enough, I put a good swing on it.
To have a 4-day break earlier this week, something I'm certainly you couldn't plan for. Was it a challenge? Was it a help? Was there anything in particular that you did during those days for, for an approach or anything mechanical?
Not really. Kind of just to get my reps in, just keep going. Baseball's a weird game where you could either be the best hitter in the world or you can be the worst hitter in the world, and then you can be everything in between. So, it's no secret I had a pretty terrible homestand. It's nice to get on the road, come to Pittsburgh, have new settings, and for some reason, sometimes that stuff just clicks. And I didn't want to press. I didn't want to do anything crazy. Just kind of trusted my abilities, and I was pretty confident it would all work out eventually.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Next question comes from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, CJ, wanted to ask you about Miguel Cabrera. Going back, you mentioned, the homestand that you had. I know he struggled a little bit as well in the beginning of the season, but, he's Miguel Cabrera. And what was it like to watch him and the way that he, approached the game and getting a chance to really just analyze and dissect how he approached, each situation, despite the fact that he was slumping a little bit to start the year? What did you pick up?
Yeah, just the professionalism in his approach. It seems that little rough start, if you even want to call it that, it didn't affect him in the slightest. He was super confident that he would come out of it, as was everybody else. And I think hitting behind him and kind of seeing how pitchers approach him helps me out quite a bit. And we're pretty similar hitters. We both got power. We both, I feel like, can drive the ball to different parts of the ballpark. And when you have that kind of the guys right in front of you, directly in front, I think today was a perfect example of how kind of just seeing how they approached him and trying to make adjustments off that. And watching him do his thing every day has been special. And I'm super fortunate to be able to play with him for sure.
And also to, getting some extra help, outside of, Schoop and Cabrera and you, guys around are hitting, up and down the order. We saw that, a number of times in the last 2 days. How important is that, just to have some of those guys that, maybe you're not turning to them as your power hitters or your home run hitters, but they're getting on base and they're making things happen? How valuable is that to have both of those pieces, working in unison? And do you think it's going to be able to continue? And if so, why? Yeah,
it's huge. I think as an offense, we're pretty comfortable right now in what we do. I think we have a pretty good lineup construction with guys that getting on base, guys that can drive them in. And I gotta say, we got one of the best 9 holes in the game. So it makes the transition of the lineup a lot easier. And I think guys are starting to get comfortable in their roles. They're starting to understand what they want to do. And at the end of the day, I think the younger guys are kind of making strides here, which is really nice to see. And I think our job is me, Scopey, Miggy, and Romy, the kind of the veterans that came in, is just to try to take some pressure off them, try to let them just do what they do. And I think we're starting to see that a little bit. And you can tell guys are starting to become a little bit more comfortable for sure.
For sure. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing I asked the CJ. You guys came out of the homestand, limping a little bit, and you had the 4 days off. And you come in here, and everybody's just mashing. Is that one of those? That's just baseball. It can turn that quickly.
4 games without play. We get similar games, and we was happy to start play again. So come out swinging and score a lot of runs and get the wins. And we were excited to keep going.
How much fun was that first inning?
Really fun to watch all the home runs.
I wonder how that works. Is it like bowling? You had the single in the middle of all those four runs. So you got to buy dinner because you broke the string, or how's that work?
They was mad at me. But I tried. I got the single.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Chris. The next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yes, hi, Jonathan. I was wondering what the approach was going in against Holland, having seen him, I'm sure, plenty of times over the years.
Keep finish.
And
finish.
Go ahead.
No, finish.
Oh, okay. And I was wondering too, just as the game went on, what did you see out of him?
I face Adam a lot. Adam's a really good pitcher, and I know he's trying to go in, fastball in, and backdoor slider, and a change up away. So we was trying to attack him. He threw. Because throw strike, we was trying to attack him, and it worked. We come out, swing the bat, and honestly, I think he did a good job to stay in the game and throw 4 in and 5 in for them. So but the bat was good today, and we scored a lot of runs, and we win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Our next question comes from Nick Austin from Tigers.com.
Yeah, Jonathan, I was just wondering what you and the rest of the guys have been saying in the clubhouse about the start that Jacoby Jones is off to this season.
Jacoby, his start is really good, and just got to maintain it and trying to keep it up, and like everybody in the clubhouse, it's impressive watching him doing it and enjoying it because he put runs for us to win, and I hope we keep it up and Jacoby keep it up and for us to enjoy it more and trying to win more games possible and go to the playoffs.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Is there any other questions for Jonathan? Please put those in the chat. All right, that's all the questions we have. Jonathan, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, Gardy, you've been involved in a lot of things in this game. When you start a game off like that, you must not have seen too many of that. 4 home runs in the first inning, 4 out was recorded.
Well, as one of my old boss that kind of gave me an opportunity in the big leagues to coach was Tom Kelly, and his big statement was always, make sure you're ready for the first inning. And I'm going to think that we were ready for the first inning today. I think that reads very true. We came out swinging.
What's the feeling like around this team right now? You had the doubleheader. You came off of that. You had the break. Then you come in here and you just mash the baseball for 2 days.
Well, I mean, so your goal is always to win a series, and we've done that. Now we've got to go finish it off. So, I think can't forget about what happened to that young man out there in right field. That's a scary moment, and our thoughts and prayers are with him and that baseball team over there. First and foremost, we know that injuries happen and stuff like here, so all we're hoping is that the young man's going to be okay, that they'll take care of him, and we'll go from there, because that was wow, something that really rattles the bones when you see something like that and see a young man down like that. So we're thinking about him. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. That was elbow to the head at full speed like that. Shakes you up. Okay, that's all I got for now. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris. Are there any other questions for Gardy? Please put those in the chat. We'll next go to Evan Woodbury from M Live.
No, I was actually I was going to ask about that incident there in right field and what you were able to see from the dugout. And I know in a normal situation with a crowd, there'd be a hush, but it was kind of weird in an empty stadium. What was kind of the atmosphere and the feeling on the field?
Well, we can't, I'm blocked, totally blocked, so I can't see really anything down that right field line, no matter where I try to stand. So I didn't see it happen, but obviously a lot of our players who were setting up on the top step up there did, and they all told me it was really, really a tough collision, elbow to the head type thing, and it was scary, man. That just kind of, like I said, it rattles your bones. You're just hoping that the young man's going to be okay. I know that their outfielder was really, really upset about the whole thing. You could see that, and their coaching staff looked really worried. So, that's we all know it's part of the game, and it happens, collisions and things when you're chasing that little white ball. So, but it's really scary. It's and like I said, think about those guys on that side right now, what they went through. That's tough stuff.
On Ivan Nova, it seemed like if you could take away those walks, and I think it was the 4th inning, you'd be pretty happy with the start, but those walks probably had to anger him and anger you.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his command for him. He was misfiring really bad, which is not normally him. And I think you probably have to ask him, what happened out there in that inning. But he ended up, his pitch count went way up, and he really misfired that inning to the point where we got a little nervous. And he's healthy, he's fine. He just had, one bad inning out there, but we wanted him to get through the 5th, and he went back out for that and got through the 5th inning, which is good. Gets a win, which is important for him and our baseball team. And the bullpen came in and did a really nice job with Funkhauser, giving us a couple of innings after last night was really important.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Our next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how did last night's game factor into the way you used your bullpen tonight, both in terms of who is it?
Well, Yeah, we were trying to use, everybody, other people, and all those things, and there at the end, that was one of the things. We're trying to save a few guys. We did get about going once. We got a couple of guys on right away in the ninth inning, but he's fine. So we were definitely, aware that, we used them all the night before, and we have another game to play tomorrow. And then we're also in a stretch of 20-something games, 25 games in a row. So you have to be aware of all those situations and try to use everybody. That's why Funky, we had a lead, and we wanted to put him out there, and he ate up a couple of innings, which was really important. We gave a couple of guys some rest anyway.